Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about my favorite shoes to play in right now. And there's been a lot of shoes coming out, and there's been a lot of very good performers coming out as well. And I'm super happy and very excited about that. And also a lot of the shoes are like getting pretty good as far as like they're cheap, but also perform really well. I guess a lot of these shoes that I'm about to mention are a little bit more expensive. Which kind of sucks. I'm sorry about that, but these are just like my favorite shoes to play in right now, right? And I just want to preface this by saying, of course, everyone's preferences are different. So what I look for in a basketball shoe is I like to have a very good traction. Of course, traction is super important. Cushion, not super important, but it is like the cherry on top. So if a shoe has very good cushion, then of course I'm gonna like it a lot better than a shoe that doesn't have very nice cushion, you know? Fit also is pretty damn important to me, and I like to have a very snug fit. And I also have like a narrower foot. And then support and lockdown is important, obviously, but I'm like, it's not super important to me, I don't think, because I'm just like a lighter dude. But you know, those are like the main things that I'm looking for in a basketball shoe. And of course, I have my days, right? So sometimes I want like a very like responsive cushion with not a lot of compression. Sometimes I want a really soft cushion. Sometimes I want a really bouncy cushion. If you guys want to cop any of the shoes that are in my list, I will leave links to all of them down in the description box below. So anyways, these are all just like my picks, and let's get it started off with number 4. I got four shoes right now, and let's start it off with the AC9, the Li-Ning AC9. Super duper nice. You guys have to try this shoe out. The traction is phenomenal, really nice traction. The cushion also is soft. I would say this cushion is more on the softer side of things. So if you're looking for good impact protection with a nice comfortable ride, then this is a very good cushioning setup. It's not super bouncy or anything. You have a little bit of bounce from the boom pod here in the forefoot, but it's not super bouncy especially comparing to Zoom. But anyways, it's a super nice cushioning setup, very good support, and the materials are actually very high quality. You know, I believe this shoe is like 140 bucks, so not super expensive. And also a little bonus is that this shoe looks dope, especially with this eclipse plate. I know it's not eclipse plate, the eclipse plate is from Jordan brand, but that's just what I call it. So there is the AC9. This is still in the top list. I absolutely love this shoe. Super nice. All right, moving on to number 3 is of course the Curry 8, right? So the Curry 8 is a lot more mellow and a lot more responsive, I would say, than the AC9, right? So the traction, as you guys all know, is top tier, super duper nice. I mean, it stops almost a little too hard. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the traction is phenomenal. Very good heel to toe transition. Same thing with the AC9, very good heel to toe transition. The cushion, on the other hand, is a lot more mellow. You know, it's a lot more responsive as well. It's not as soft as the AC9. There's not as much compression. It's still nice, and you still get like adequate impact protection, especially for how low to the ground you are here in the Curry 8, but it's still like more responsive, you know? So if you're looking for a shoe that's like super responsive, you don't want anything from your cushion as far as like a lot of compression goes, or a lot of bounce or anything, then this is a very good option. Also, the materials are very high quality. You get a really nice knit with good ventilation, super comfortable on foot, especially with this one booty upper. And also you have this like super stretchy material here in the ankle collar area, as well as where the tongue's supposed to be. So that feels really nice. It stretches over your foot. You get adequate support. I feel like if you're like a bigger dude, it's probably not the best for support, but if you're like a smaller guy like me, you're probably not going to notice it as much. You know, I don't think the lateral containment is as good for like bigger dudes, you know. But anyways, yeah, incredible shoe. I really like playing this. It's 160 bucks, which is kind of expensive, but it's worth it. You guys definitely should try it out. All right, moving on to my number 2 is the GT Cut. The performance review is coming soon, and this shoe is really nice to play in. You know, the traction is phenomenal, really good bite, very consistent, very loud squeak as well. It does pick up a little bit of dust though, especially comparing it to like these two shoes, but still nice nonetheless. The cushion is really nice, right? I would say it's a nice blend of bounce and responsiveness, right? So the React, it's not super thick, so it just feels like you get a little softness and you get a little bit of compression from the React drop-in. It's nothing crazy, but it feels nice. And then you mostly feel the Zoom Strobel unit that feels super bouncy, as you guys all know. But the crazy thing is just how low to the ground you feel with this cushioning setup, but you also get really good bounce and very good impact protection too. So it's just a really nice cushioning setup if you're looking for something really responsive and very bouncy. But as far as the materials go, materials are pretty damn nice. You know, you got this like weird like canvas-y type of material here in the toe box, but you know, it conforms to your foot very well. It's soft, it's comfortable and stuff like that. One thing I don't like about this shoe as much as these other two shoes is the heel to toe transition, right? So the heel, you have a very nice curve shape, as you guys can see, right? But there's no exposed, I mean, there is an exposed midsole a little bit, but then it's pretty much caged by this red thing, right? It's basically a plastic piece and it's kind of clunky. You know, so it feels a little clunky here in the heel. I mean, I'm not saying heel to toe transition is terrible or anything in the GT cut. It's just, it just feels a little bit clunky here in the heel comparing it to both of these shoes, especially since these have exposed midsoles, and that allows the midsole to compress. So it's just a little minor thing, especially for most people, but it's just something that I noticed. Expensive shoe though, 170 bucks. But it's definitely worth it. I would definitely say it feels like a modern day Kobe. You know, so there's the GT cut. All right, drum roll. So my number one pick, the KD14. I don't know if you guys would have guessed, but the KD14 is my favorite shoe to play in right now. It's so damn nice. The traction is top tier, such a good bite. The cushion is top tier. I love the cushion. It feels nice and soft. It has good compression here in the heel, and you get that full length zoom strobo unit, which makes it feel bouncy. You get good impact protection. You feel low to the ground. It feels responsive. So yeah, the cushioning setup is definitely one of my favorite parts about the shoe. The material also is nice. You know, it's not, I would say it's probably the worst quality material out of all of these shoes. But it feels nice on foot. You know, super thin. You get a nice plush tongue. And you get a good amount of padding here in the ankle area, which feels plush and cozy, I guess. You know, when you put on the shoe, you get really good support and lockdown. So the KD14 is very nice. So all of these shoes are nice. You really can't go wrong with any of these shoes. But for me, it all depends on what I want to feel that day. So if I want a softer type of cushion, I go with the AC9. If I want like a more responsive cushion and I want to feel like a little bit quicker, I would go with the Curry 8. If I just want a crazy bounce, I will go with the GT cut. And if I want like a blend of like, you know, bounce and also softness, then I go with the KD14. It all depends. They're all super nice, but like my number one pick, it would probably be the KD14. So anyways, that about wraps it up. I guess the Puma Clyde All Pro isn't in the list as much anymore because the cushioning just isn't as good as all of these other shoes, right? The cushion is just not that nice. I mean, it's okay. But comparing it to these, it's not that nice, you know. And then what else? Then the Cosmic Unity, the traction just isn't on par with all these other shoes either. That's why it's not in my rotation as much either as these four shoes. So there's my pick, guys. I mean, you guys can get any of these shoes and you will be good to go. You're gonna have a very nice performing shoe. So anyways, again, if you guys want to cop any of these shoes, I'll try to leave a link in the description box. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.